Okay, hello everyone. So today we will do a part of calculus which is finding vertical and horizontal asymptotes. So when we say vertical asymptotes, they are those numbers which make the denominator equal to 0. So in this case, if we solve x squared minus 4, the vertical asymptotes will be x squared minus 4 will be x minus 2 and x plus 2, and this will be equal to 0. Therefore, my vertical asymptotes will be x equal to 2 and x equal to negative 2. So vertical asymptotes are whatever makes the denominator equal to 0. Horizontal asymptote. In this case, horizontal asymptote, when the degree of numerator is the same as degree of the denominator, then the horizontal asymptotes are the coefficients of those two terms. So in this case, it is 2 over 1. Therefore, y equal to 2. And that's it. That's my horizontal asymptote. Now, in this case, vertical asymptote is whatever makes the denominator 0, which is x squared minus 1, will be x equal to 1 and x equal to negative 1. If the degree of numerator is less than the degree of the denominator, then my horizontal asymptote means as x approaches to infinity. If we put infinity here, infinity divided by infinity square will be always 0. Infinity divided by infinity square will be 0. Therefore, every time the degree is less than the degree of denominator, my horizontal asymptote will be y equal to 0. So the third case would be when the degree of numerator is more than the degree of the denominator. In this case, we do not have a horizontal asymptote. We have so-called oblique asymptote, which we'll not do here. Therefore, we have only vertical asymptote, which makes the denominator 0. Vertical asymptote is x equal to 3. Horizontal asymptote, we have none. We have oblique asymptote. We call it oblique asymptote, and we calculate that one in another time. So horizontal and oblique cannot exist at the same time in one equation. Okay, that's it for this question.